All right, guys, starting our unit on personality, let's jump right into it. A trait is an aspect of personality that is considered to be reasonably safe and stable. We assume that a person has certain traits based on how this person behaves. So if you describe a friend as shy, it may be because you've seen your friend looking anxious and trying to escape social encounters. Trait theorists have generally assumed that traits are somehow fixed or unchanging. However, the question of where traits come from has been pondered. So, the Big Five, the five-factor model, may sound like a description of a basketball team, but in psychology, this term refers to recent research suggesting that there are five basic personality factors. And we're going to talk about what those are in just a second. So, personality is the pattern of feelings, motives, and behavior that set people apart from one another, and a trait is an aspect of personality that is considered to be reasonably stable. That's something like outgoing, shy, anxious, happy. I'm sorry, you don't need to know this about Hippocrates necessarily, but he was one of the first people to try to figure out why we are the way we are. Gordon Allport, again, in the 1930s, he was a psychologist that he actually went through the dictionary and tried to find every word that could describe a person. He assumed that traits are inherited and that they're fixed in the nervous system, and he conducted thorough and detailed studies of individuals, but his research led him to conclude that traits are the building blocks of personality. And then you have Hans Eysenck, and he focused on the relationship between two personality dimensions. Introverts tend to be imaginative and look inward rather than to people for their ideas, for energy and ideas. Extroverts, on the other hand, tend to be active and self-expressive and gain energy from interaction with people. So, here's our personality dimensions right here. Again, the five-factor model. Your five personality factors are extroversion, emotional stability, consciousness, agreeableness, and openness to experience. There are hundreds of studies relating scores on these five factors with various behavior patterns, psychological problems, and kinds of personalities. There's a lot of research going on about this, and there might even be some links to some disorders with this. And here's your five-factor model again. Evaluating this, the trait approach is that it describes personality but does not explain where traits come from. And that's really what people want to know. Trait theory focuses on describing traits rather than tracing their origins or investigating how people with certain traits can change for the better. And it has a number of practical applications. They've alerted us to the value of matching people to educational programs and jobs on the basis of their personality traits.